Uh, a very a good evening to all of you. So now we will be going ahead with the consignment topic, and all of you have written in the queries that you have doubts with regard to the practical questions, and they're very difficult. So I'm here before you to solve the 4 practical questions that is there behind the consignment chapter. With that, we will be completing the consignment. Okay, so the depreciation, with regard to depreciation, the practical question 1, I told you there are conceptual errors, so please don't go ahead with that. Question number 2, I had already explained in the class, so all of you please go through the depreciation, that particular topic, and you will be able to solve your practical question 2. Question number 3 is nothing but there are trucks, okay. So together for all the trucks you have to try it out and then arrive at that particular value of what will be the depreciation and what will be the sale value and all of that. The working notes are clearly there in the textbook, so I think you can go ahead with this. Okay, so now coming back, we will be completely solving the consignment question. So the 4 illustrations or the 4 practical questions that is given to you is one of the most easiest, but I think there is some doubts for the students, so I will be going ahead and I will be doing it. Okay, so now all of you, let us go ahead with the practical question number 3. It's one of the most simplest question that you can have. The only twist is here, all of you please see. Mr. Y consigned 800 packets of toothpaste. So there are toothpaste packets that's going ahead. Okay, so you have 800 packets. Each packet contains 100 toothpaste. So in total, that is 800 into 100, it is nothing but 80,000 toothpastes are there. Correct? Yes. Now the cost price of each of the packet was rupees 900. So coming back, we are talking about packets. So there are 2 things that you have to see. Packets are there, toothpastes are there. Okay, so coming back, each one packet contains how many? 100 toothpastes. Clear all of you? Now what are you supposed to do? All of you please see, you are required to prepare the consignment account, calculate the inventories at the end, abnormal profit and the thing. So they are asking you to just prepare the consignment account. So we are going ahead, okay, and we are going to do the consignment question. Now completely it's the consignment question, and I want all of you to please go through your normal questions, like your the actual chapter that I have taught you on the consignment, and then please sit down to look at the practical problems. Okay, so first to go through all of them. There are 6 illustrations. I've solved 5 illustrations out of it. I want you to go first with that and then again come back to look into your practical questions. Clear with them? So now we are going to the practical question number 3. So in whose books? In the books of the consignor. Who is the consignor? In the books of Mr. Y. Correct? Consignment account. Consignment to whom it is? Consignment to, it's just given only with regard to Y. So you are going to prepare only the consignment account. All of you clear? You will be having the particulars, amount in rupees, and then again particulars, amount in rupees. All of you clear? Good. The first point all of you have to see, okay, just give me a moment. The first point all of you have to see is this. Okay, what's the first point? Consignment. Okay, so 800 packets of toothpaste, 100 toothpaste in each packet, cost price is 900 for per packet. So the goods sent on consignment is your first item which has to be debited. The goods sent on consignment. So generally this particular value will be at the cost or the invoice price. So here it is the cost. What is the cost, ma? 800 packets into 900 rupees. So how much it comes to? 7,20,000 rupees. All of you clear? Here you don't know the name of the person to whom it is being sent. So just generally write it as a consignment account. You need not mention what is the name or such things. Okay. So you can generally write it as the consignment account. You can write it as the consignment account. So this is the point number 1. Now go ahead to this. Mr. Y spent 100 rupees per packet. So how much he is spending? 100 rupees per packet as cartage, freight, insurance and forwarding charges. Clear all of you? So the next point, the consignor is spending the expenses. So where will you debit it? You will be debiting it to the bank. How much is it? For the 800 packets, per packet he is incurring rupees 100. So how much is that? The expenses incurred by the consignor is nothing but 100 rupees per packet. Clear all of you? Good. Now all of you please see. One packet was lost on the way and Mr. Y lodged a claim with the insurance company and he could get only 570 rupees. That's all very easy. What should you do? Go to the working note number 1. Calculation of the abnormal loss. Correct? Calculation of the abnormal loss. I told you the abnormal loss calculation is similar to the calculation of the closing stock. Closing stock has 3 steps. One is the cost. Second step is the consignor's total expenses. Third step for a closing stock is proportionate non-recurring consignee's expenses. Correct? Now here when I talk about abnormal loss, which is also same like the valuation of closing stock, you should remember where the abnormal loss has incurred. Here it has incurred in the transit. That means consignee's part will not come. So what are the 2 parts that will be coming? Cost of the goods. So it is nothing but 1 packet. Correct? What is the cost of 1 packet? It is 900 rupees. So 9,000. It is 900 rupees. So it is 900. 900 into 1 is 900. Clear all of you? Now point number 2. What is it? Consignors. That means Y's expenses. Correct? So how much it is? 100 rupees per packet is clearly given to you. So how many packets are lost? 1 packet is lost. 1 packet into 100 is 100. So what is the total cost of the abnormal loss? Cost is 1000. Now how much is the insurance company paying to you, all of you? Insurance company is giving you 570. So what about the 430? It is the net abnormal loss. So how will you show it in your consignment account? Very simple. On the credit side, you will be writing the amount received from the insurance company 570. Under what will you write? Insurance company 570. You will be writing what? This particular value on the credit side. Then what is the remaining net loss? 430 rupees, which will be going into your profit and loss account. Due to what loss? It is abnormal loss. So it comes to 430 rupees. So the total of 1000 is broken into 570 from the insurance, 430 which is the actual loss incurred by the company. Clear? Good. I finished that. Now consignee took the delivery of the goods and the rest of the packets and he spent. What are the things he spent? Here they have given you clearly 39,950 as non-recurring and 22,500 as recurring. So what will you do? You will have to debit them under the head consignee's account. Correct? The consignee is telling you the non-recurring expenses are nothing but 39,950 and he's also saying recurring expenses coming to 22,500. Clear all of you? Now please look at the next point, all of you. Okay, he sold 740 packets at the rate of 12 per toothpaste. Here only you all will be having a doubt. So it is nothing but sales. Correct? So under what heading you will write? By consignee's account will be the sales. Clear all of you? Now how many toothpaste or how many packets he has sold, all of you please see. He has sold 740 packets. Correct? But can you multiply 740 into rupees 12? No, because 740 packets, okay, but 12 rupees per toothpaste. So it is 740 into 12 per toothpaste into each packet is going to have 100 toothpaste. What is each packet going to have? 100 toothpaste. So it will be, the total value will be 8,88,000. All of you clear? This is one thing where you have to remember. Only thing which you feel it is a confusion in the thing. Where 12 rupees is given per toothpaste, you know per packet there are 100 toothpaste. How many ever packets are sold? 740 packets into 100 toothpaste per packet into 12 rupees per toothpaste. That's all. Is this clear to you? Are you all clear as to how we have arrived at the sale value? I will show it to you again, all of you. Please see, sale value is equal to 740 packets. Correct? Now 740 packets also. Per packet how many will be there? One packet contains 100 toothpaste. Why madam you are multiplying here 100 toothpaste? Means we have the value of this 12 rupees per toothpaste. So that is why we are multiplying this. Clear? This is the sale value. All of you please see the third working note. It is computation of the commission. Clear all of you? Now see, the last point. He was entitled to 2% commission on sales plus 1% del credar commission. So here you have now normal plus del credar commission. My thing will be show this separately, normal 2% and then you have del credar which is 1%. So on the sale value of 8,88,000 thing, this one will come to 17,760 and 1% comes to 8,880. So what will be the total? What will be the total? 26,640. Now please write that under the commission. Clear? It is 26,640. Now can you tell me the total expenses? Plus 22,500. It comes to 89,090. Clear all of you? 89,090. Okay, good. I don't have place, so I'm just rubbing this off. And now we are going to go ahead. What is the last item? Everything you finished. You have to arrive at the closing stock to the inventories on consignment. Clear? Inventories on consignment. So you will go to the working note number 4. All of you please see the working note number 4. What is the closing stock value? First of all, arrive at how many packets are still there. 1000 packets have been sent minus 1 packet has been lost in the abnormal loss. 740 packets have been sold. What is there in the hand is how much is received minus what is lost minus what is sold. So what will be the remaining value? 741 minus 1000. It will be, how many packets are sold? 741 minus 1000. Inventory is on consignment. So coming back here, how many packets are being sold? Okay, 740 packets are being sold. How many packets coming back here? It is 800 packets. All of you please see, it is not 1000. 800 packets minus 1 minus 740. 800 packets only are received. Clear? So how much it comes to? How much it comes to? 59 packets. So closing how much ma? 59 packets. Now what is the 3-step valuation? First one is the cost. 59 into 900 rupees. Clear? Next, what is the consignors expenses? How much is the consignors expenses? 59 into 100. Clear? Now, what is that you should consider? Consignees non-recurring expenses. Correct? Now, please see only this point. How much is non-recurring? 39,950. Correct? So, out of 800, how much he has received? He lost 1 packet and received only 799. So, divide 39,950 divided by 799. It is 50 rupees per packet into, what is that? 59. So, how much it comes to? 59 comes to 2,950. This comes to 5,900. And 59 into 900 comes to 53,100. So what is the total? 53,100 plus 2,950 plus 5,900. 61,950. It is a simple problem, normal calculation. That's all. So please put it here. 61,950. Now please total the, all of you please total the credit side. What is the total of the credit side? 9,50,950. Here also 9,50,950. So you are getting the value 81,860 on the debit side. It is nothing but to profit and loss account, profit on consignment. Correct? Profit on consignment account. This is the balancing figure. It's a normal question. The only difference is to calculate your sale value. Sale value is given per toothpaste, 12 rupees per toothpaste, but you have packets. So convert packets into the number of toothpaste. How will you convert? 1 packet has 100 toothpaste, so you multiply with 100. That's all. This is the only point of the difference, or it is one of the peculiar points you can say with regard to this question. Otherwise, everything else is the same. And to be very, very frank, this is one of the easiest question that you can have. Clear? Now we go ahead with the question number 4. So in the question number 4 again, we are asking you to prepare the consignment account and the consignees account. Okay. So what is a little bit difficulty, or what is this here is, okay, Everything else is the same. Okay, everything else is the same. There are only certain small transactions where you might get confused. Okay, so now let us go ahead to understand what it is, and I'm going to prepare the consignment account directly. Okay, so A of Agra sent goods on consignment, value 1 lakh to B of Mumbai. So A is the consignor. So what I'm going to do in the books of A, correct? In the books of Mr. A, I am going to prepare consignment to B account. So to whom are you sending? To B. So I am going to show the consignment account. So all of you please see debit and credit, particulars, amount in rupees. Again you have particulars, you have amount in rupees. All of you clear? Yes? Now please see, when goods are sent on consignment, you have to debit them. To goods sent on consignment, what is the value? 1 lakh rupees. It is nothing but 1 lakh. How did you get 1 lakh, madam? Goods to the value of 1 lakh to Mumbai on 1st of March 2016. So since the dates are given in this question, you should write the dates also. So 1st of March, you are sending the goods to that person. Clear? Okay. Now go to the next point. He incurred, okay, all of you please see, he incurred what? An expenditure of 12,000 and on freight and insurance. So what is he? He is nothing but the consignor. So to bank account, what is the expenses that you will be writing? Straight away you will be writing 12,000. Clear all of you? Next. A's accounting year closes on 31st of December. So from 1st March to 31st of December. B was entitled to a commission. All of you please see 5% on the gross sales plus a commission of 3% which is del credar. So the moment you see del credar, no change. Normal commission also on the gross sales, del credar commission also on the gross sales. That's all. You can add the percentage and show it together. Or if you want, you can show it separately. But in your textbook, they are all showing it separately. So show normal commission separately, del credar commission separately. Okay. B took delivery of the consignment by incurring 3,000 rupees for the goods consigned. So the meaning is he took the entire delivery. There is no abnormal loss. See, it is very, very easy to compute the question. Clear all of you? Yes. Now please go ahead. How much did that person incur? So to B's account, the first expense he is incurring, which is nothing but the clearing expenses. Okay, what nature of the expenses? They are called as clearing expenses. Clear? On 31st, B informed that he had sold all the goods. That means what? Every good is sold, no closing stock. Very, very easy question. How much he has incurred or how much he has sold for? 1,50,000. So the moment you see sales, it will be by B's account sales. How much is the sales? 1,50,000. Clear? Okay, I have written 1,50,000 and by incurring selling expenses of 2,000 rupees. Okay, so here you will write on the debit side, selling expenses is how much, ma? 2,000 rupees. Apart from that, what? His commission, correct? So the normal commission is there and del credar commission is there. So how much is the normal percentage we have seen? 5% normal. So 5% on 1,50,000. How much that comes to? 7,500. And next how much? Del credar commission 3% on 1,50,000. So it comes to 4,500. So all the expenses put together comes to 17,000. Clear? We have written all the expenses. Now please see, he further informed that only 1,48,000 has been realized. Out of 1,50,000, only 1,48,000. That means 2,000 is what? Bad debts. And the rest was considered irrecoverable. What do you mean by this adjustment? Very, very simple. This is the only adjustment in this question. When you see about this or when you think about this particular thing, what is the only expense or what is the thing is, when a del credar commission is given to the consignee, okay, he will have to bear the bad debts loss. It is not our cost or it is not our expense. So please don't bring the 2,000 into consignment account. That's all. That is the only point you have to remember. Okay, on 1/5, A received the check for the balance amount. What is the balance amount? How can you know? When you prepare the consignee's account here, B's account, if you prepare, you will know what is the balance. So the balance amount was drawn, check was drawn by B and it was sent to A. Who is A? Consignor. So the moment he received it, there were charges, bank charges to the extent of 260. Now this check came at a charge. So that also is a part of the particular thing. So you have to write it as bank charges, which is nothing but 260. In this question, instead of writing bank charges, they have opened an account called as provision for bank charges. That means what? They have not paid immediately, they have made a provision. Clear all of you? But that should be debited to your consignment account, because only on account of the consignment you have received the check. For that check you have incurred the expense, no? That is why you have to show it in the consignment account. That's all. You have posted everything. Now please balance it. So 1,50,000 on the credit side, 1,50,000 on the debit side. You get a profit of 20,740. So it will be returned to profit and loss account, which is nothing but profit on consignment. All of you clear? This is your balancing figure. So 20,740. Madam, what is this particular question? Simple question. No closing stock, no abnormal loss. What else you can have in this question? Nothing is there. Okay. Now what are they asking you to find out? Profit or loss on consignment is what you have found out due to the consignment account. Now B's account. Now you people tell me, let us go through this particular last particular point presentation. B's account. What can be there in B's account? Now coming back, on the debit side, you can have what? All of you please see. On the debit side, the sales. So 1,50,000 comes to the debit side. On the credit side, in B's account, you will show the expenses. So the total expenses are 17,000. I told you, no. So the same thing from consignment account, it is coming. So what is the balance, ma? 1,33,000. How it is sent by B? B is drawing a check and giving it to A. A is receiving the check on when? 5th of January. Clear? So what is being done? As of 31st December, balance carried down is 1,33,000. That is brought to the opposite side as balance brought down as of January 1st. And on January 5th, what is happening? By bank. That means the balance brought down in the books of the consignee, he is giving a check. When check comes in, you have to take bank account, and this consignee's or the B's account is closed. Clear? Now they are also asking you in the question to show the bank account in the books of A. Correct? So coming back in the books of A, what will the bank account be? Bank account will be on the debit side. How much you have received? 1,33,000 in the form of check. And what are the bank charges? 260 rupees. So what is the actual realized value? 1,32,740 is the realized value. Clear? Now what is this provision for expenses? Nothing. The bank charges has been transferred to the provision account. That's all. So coming back, I have drawn this particular consignment account. This 1,50,000 this side will be going to which account, ma? Which account will this particular 1,50,000 be going to? It will be going into the consignee's account on the debit side, and this particular 17,000 will be going into B's account. So this B's account, when you prepare, these are the two entries. So the net figure or the net payable will come to 1,33,000, for which a check is drawn and sent on 5th of January to A, and he is incurring 260 as the bank charges. Clear all of you? So this is the only adjustment with regard to the question number 4 of the consignment. No closing stock, no abnormal loss valuation. So it is a very pretty and a very simple question. You need not bother much. Clear? So we have finished the third question and we have finished the fourth question. Now we are going to go ahead with the question number 2. So in this question number 2, all of you were finding it really difficult and you were asking me, madam, what is this question 2? It is a little bit difficult or it is confusing. Till now in the question number 3, 4 or all the other illustrations we have seen, in the books of the consignor, preparing the consignment account and the consignee's personal account. Here it is the reverse. What are they asking you? In the books of consignee, how will you show the consignor's account? That's all. In the books of the consignee, how will you show the consignor's account? So that is the question which is being asked to you. Clear? Now, what is that you will have to write, or what is that you will have to do and show it? Or asking back, we will be writing, okay, So now we will be going through the question. You need not prepare consignment account here. Okay. You have to show the particular entries in the books of Mr. A. Okay. Who is A? Consignee. So in the books of consignee, how will the transactions be recorded is what is your botheration. Apart from that, you need not do anything. Okay. It is also one of the very easiest question, but since it is asked a little bit differently, you are all confused. That's all. Since it is asked a very little bit differently, you are all confused. Now let us go ahead to understand how it is being done, and then I will come back to teach you or how it is the books has to be shown. All of you clear? Okay. Now all of you please see, D of Delhi appointed A of Agra as the selling agent on the following things. Goods to be sold at invoice price or over. So this is a question where you have cost, you have invoice price and the sales value also. Okay, so when I told you, when you have this particular adjustment number 2, you can also have the commission at calculated in 2 parts, which is called as the overriding commission, correct? So overriding commission also will come into the picture. So have this at the back of your mind. We will see how it is to be calculated. Now see, A is to be entitled to a commission of 7.5% on the invoice price. That means the sales done at the invoice price, on that sale value or on that sales price at the invoice value, you are entitled to 7.5% commission. Apart from that, if you sell it at more than the invoice price, then on the excess value, you will be getting 20% as the commission. Same like your illustration 6, no change, same thing. Clear? So this particular first thing says you have an adjustment with regard to overriding commission. Okay, good. Now the principals to draw on the agent 30 days bill for 80% of the invoice price. That means what I told you, ma, in order to safeguard the consignor, sometimes he draws a bill on the consignee. That means what? The consignee is going to commit or he gives you like an advance, correct? So here they say the consignee has accepted to this particular bill, which is nothing but 80% of the invoice value. Okay. That is also one more adjustment. How many adjustments you have seen till now? 3. First one is at the invoice price. Second one is overriding commission. Third one is you have a bills drawn on the consignee. Clear? Yes. Now see, this is only very important to you. On 1st February 2016, 1000 cycles were consigned to A. So cycles are being sent. Good. Now what is the cost? Cost of the cycle is 640 rupees, correct? Including freight and everything, total cost comes to 640. So there is nothing else. Consignors, expenses, consignees and all separately it is not there. Only one cost, which is nothing but 640. And invoiced at 800. Now this becomes very important. Clear? Now they are asking you in the books of A, you have to show this particular value. In the books of A, you are going to show D's account. Who is D? He is the consignor. Who is D? He is the consignor. Okay. How will you treat consignor, madam? What is the logic? Always remember, treat him like a creditor. Because A is his agent, sells the goods, incurs the expenses, balance any money, he has to give it back to particular consignor. Correct? So you treat in the books of A, in the books of consignee, that person who is that consignor is his principal, or you can treat him like creditor. Clear? Good. Now when you treat him like creditor, what should you do or what will you be doing? What are the entries that are going to come? We are going to see. Okay. So all of you please see, you will be having the following entries. What are the following entries, madam? It will be, the first point is nothing but when you make any particular sales, correct? When you make any particular sales, you have to credit cash or bank account. Why are you doing that, madam? Which means that the moment you make the sales and you receive the particular cash, whom should you pay? You should give that to your creditor. That means his balance will increase. So on the credit side, you are going to show cash and bank. Clear? Now, there is also a bills payable. In the books, the consignee is supposed to pay the bill. So for him it will be bills payable. So the moment he accepts the bill, it becomes bills payable and you should debit it. Clear? It becomes bills payable and you should debit it. Clear? If he or if the A or consignee is going to incur any expense, then what should you show it? You should show it under bank. When you sell the goods, you are showing bank is received. When you are incurring some expenses, you should show that the expenses have been incurred under which? Under the bank account. Clear? So that you will be writing. And if you are giving him any particular commission, that is nothing but commission earned for that person account. Clear? It is the commission earned. Now apart from this, there will be nothing. The remaining will be going to the bank account, which means it is to be remitted to whom? It is to be remitted to Mr. D. All the sales, all the expenses it goes. I have given you an advance. I will adjust that also. Remaining value I have to give you in cash or check. Clear? Here it is check, so I am doing it like this. Before you fill up all the amounts, now I want you to please look at the question. Before you fill up the amounts, let us first go into the calculation. Okay. Now, working notes. Working note number 1. What is the cost? 640. What is the invoice price, all of you? 800. Clear? How many cycles have been sent? 1000 cycles have been sent. Now, to calculate the value of the bills payable, they are telling you, all of you please see, 80% of the invoice price. So, how many cycles have been sent? All of you please see. Invoice price of the cycle sent. Invoice price of the cycles sent will be 1000 cycles into the invoice price is 800. So, 8 lakhs is the invoice value. What is the bills payable amount? 80% of the 8 lakhs is computed and 6,40,000 is the bills payable value. So here you will be having 6,40,000. Working note number 1. Clear, all of you? Okay. Now we go into the next part of it. Working note number 2. We are going into working note number 2. Please read the question. So, the bills payable is over. Now, this also we have understood how many goods or how many cycles have sent, what is the cost, what is the invoice price. Before 31st March, A met his acceptance on the due date. Okay. He sold off 820 cycles at an average of 930 per cycle. So, what is the sale value? Point number 2. Sale value comes to 820. All of you please see. It is nothing but 820 cycles at the rate of rupees 930. So how much is the actual sales value? 820 into 930, 7,60,600. So the moment you are selling, you should write it here, 7,60,600. All of you clear? Okay. So you know cost and invoice price. Now the sale value comes to how much? 930 rupees. Clear? Good. Now go to the next point. You can calculate the commission, correct? Overriding commission. It is called as what, ma? Overriding commission. Now this is calculated at 2%. At 2 slab rates. 7.5% of the invoice price or the invoice price. What is the invoice price? What do you mean by invoice price? Now, if 820 cycles are sold, what is the actual invoice value? 800. So, if it is sold at 800 rupees, what will be the invoice value? 820 into 800 comes to 6,56,000. On this, he is entitled to 7.5% commission. How much that comes to? It comes to 49,200. So, what is the first part? 49,200. Now, what is the second part, all of you? 20% on the surplus. What is this? On the surplus. What do you mean by that? Actually, if you are selling it at 6,56,000 itself, it means you are selling it at a higher price. So, what is the difference now? All of you please see what is the difference. 930 rupees is the sales price, correct? 930 rupees. What is the invoice price? It is 800 rupees. So the difference, or this is the surplus, into how many cycles you have sold? 820 cycles. So 130 into 820 cycles is 1,06,600. Or you can also arrive it in this way. What is the total sale value? 7,62,600 minus the invoice value of 6,56,000. It comes to 7,62,600 minus 1,06,000. No, minus 6,56,000. That also comes to 1,06,600. Either ways you can do. So on this value, how much is the extra commission? He will be getting 20%, which is nothing but 21,320. Correct? 21,320. Now the total commission is these two put together 70,520. So this is working note number 3. All of you please see, this is working note number 2, which is the sale value. Then the commission is working note number 3. How, madam? Working note number 3, all of you please see, there is a overriding commission. There are two parts to it. 7.5% is the sales at invoice value. 820 cycles sold, invoice value is 800. So actually on 6,56,000 you will be receiving 7.5%. If you sell it at more than 6,56,000, which you have sold at 7,62,600, that excess you will be getting 20% directly. So that comes to 21,320 and this comes to 49,200. That's all. So the total value is 70,250. So what are the things you have found out? Sale value. You have found out what is the bills payable value. You have found out the commission. All of you clear? Now please see. Okay, 20 of the unsold cycles were, okay, this has got to do with this. After this, please see, the sale expenses came to 12,500. So it is given already to you in the question. That's all. With this, you finish this particular account. And how much is the value that you are getting? 7,62,600 on both the sides. 62,600. What is the balance we have to give? 39,580 is to be remitted to D. So the balancing figure of D, who is the consignor's account, is 39,580. Since you have opened the bills payable account, I am going to very clearly show you what is bills payable account. Now in the bills payable account, it will be by D's account, how much? 6,40,000. Clear? 6,40,000. Now this bills payable is being paid by him after when, ma? After 3 months, correct? So on after the third month, after that particular value, you are arriving at this particular date. Now here all of you please see, there is one more point on principles after 30 days. Okay, so when are you? On 1st February you are drawing the bill. So coming back to draw a 30 days bill for 80% of the invoice, correct? February to March. So coming back, it is 30 days. So when the 30 days gets over from February, it gets over on 1st of March. So 3 days grace if you add, the due date of the bill comes on 4th of March. This date is very important because you know when the date is going to become, or when the bill is going to get due, only you are supposed to pay. Otherwise, why will you be paying? You will not pay. Correct? So that is why you are doing it and finding it out at bills payable. Madam, is the question over? No, there is one more part to this particular question. What is that, madam? Can you tell us? The thing is, they are also asking you, apart from this, find out the value of the closing inventory in A to be recorded at the thing. So what is the closing inventory? Correct. Now you have to find out the closing inventory. That is nothing but the valuation of closing inventory. Correct? Valuation of the closing inventory. Okay, good. How many cycles have been sent, ma? 1000 cycles have been sent. How many cycles have been sold? 820 cycles have been sold. Now please read. 20 of the unsold cycles were shop spoiled. That means what? 20 cycles, they were not in a good position, but they are not abnormal loss. See, read the question. And were to be valued at 50% of the cost. The 20 cycles are also still there as a part of your closing stock, but the valuation should be done at a lesser value because it has been spoiled more. It is not abnormal loss. You can still sell them, but at a lesser rate you are going to sell them. So it is to be valued at 50% of the cost. Okay, so what is the value of the good cycles, or how many good cycles are there with you? 1000 minus 820 minus 20. So 160 cycles, correct? Now what is the cost of the cycles? All of you please see. It is nothing but 640 rupees. So 160 cycles into 640. Madam, in closing stock we should take proportionate consign or consignee. Here no expense, only one cost. Simple question. So what is it? It comes to 1,02,400. This is one part. Then the shop spoiled cycles, correct? So now what is the shop spoiled? It is nothing but 20 cycles have been shop spoiled. So their original cost will come to 640. So 20 into 640, but they are asking you to do it at a 50%. That's all. Only the word you will be adding is 50%. So this will be 6,400. So add both 1,02,400 plus 6,400, 1,08,800. This is the cost of the closing inventory to be shown in the books of D. Who is D? He is only consignor. All of you clear? Since in this question they are not asking you to prepare consignment account, you are not supposed to show 2 goods sent on consignment, what are the expenses, nothing. It is just simply you have to prepare this particular account, which is the in the books of consignee D's account, that's all. Then see what is the amount to be remitted. Then what should you do? Prepare the bills payable. In this bills payable, the date of maturing or the due date of the bill calculation is important. That's all. You are paying on that, and finally the valuation of the closing stock. The 20 cycles are not abnormal loss. They are spoiled. So the cost will be less. It is to be reduced and calculated, but still they are also a part of the closing stock only. Clear? So with this we are finishing the practical question 2 also. We are now going to very quickly look at the last question, which is nothing but the practical question number 1. All of you please see the practical question number 1. It is also a very simple account or a very simple question, but you have 2 points to this question. They are asking you to prepare consignment account and the trading account. So what is this trading account? It is the general trading account. For the consignor there will be a general trading and P&L. So apart from preparing consignment, which is one part, you should also prepare the trading account. That's all. That is the only difference with this particular question or in this particular question. Others rest everything is the same. Now we are going to read what is going to happen. First we are going to prepare the consignment account and then we are going to prepare the trading account. Clear? X of Delhi purchased 10,000 meters of cloth for 2 lakh rupees. So from this you have to understand there is an adjustment. So what is this? In the books of Mr. All of you wait. In the books of Mr. X. Clear? Next will be the consignment account. Okay. So you will be opening up something called as the consignment account. So the same way you're going to open the particular thing, which is nothing but the consignment account. Now here the dates are not specifically given. So just do it as particulars and then amount in rupees. Again particulars and amount in rupees. All of you clear? The moment you are reading the first particular working note, you understand that 10,000 meters is purchased at rupees 2 lakhs. So what is the cost per meter? It is 2 lakhs divided by 10,000, which comes to rupees how much? 20. Clear all of you? Good. Now read it further. Of which 5,000 meters were sent on consignment at the selling price of 30. The meaning is, all of you please see, even though 20 rupees is the cost, you have invoiced them. You have sent them at rupees 30. Correct? So what is the invoice or the loading amount or the amount of unrealized profit? Loading amount is 30 rupees minus 20, which is 10. Clear? When the question is given at invoice value, you are supposed to show the goods sent on consignment at the invoice value and then remove the amount of loading. So how many meters are being sent, ma? 5000 meters are sent on consignment. So come here. The first one that you will be writing here is to goods sent on consignment. Correct? How much is goods sent on consignment? 5000 meters. All of you please see 5000 meters into 30 rupees, which is the invoice value. So when I say 5000 meters, it is 1,50,000. Immediately remove the amount of loading. So again to goods sent on consignment, 10 rupees into 5000, which comes to 50,000. All of you clear with this? It's only the same adjustment. We arrive from this particular value that 20 rupees is the cost, but you're sending it at 30. So it is higher price, invoice price. So the amount of loading or the unrealized profit is 10 rupees, which we have to remove it. That is the effect. Okay. X paid 5,000 for freight and 500 for packaging. Who is X? X is the consignor. So to bank account, total expenses incurred by him is 5,000 for freight plus 500 for the transportation. Now 500 for packing. So 5,500 he has incurred. Okay, madam, good. Now see Y. Y is who? Y is the consignee. So Y has sold 4,000 meters at rupees 40 per meter and incurred 2,000 rupees as the selling expenses. So the moment you see sales, you will be writing by Y's account. 4,000 meters have been sold at 40 rupees. So what is the total sale value, ma? 1,60,000. And to Y's account, how much is the expenses? So he has only the selling expenses of nothing but 2,000 rupees. All of you clear? He has the selling expenses. Good. Now, Y is entitled to a commission of 5% on the total sale proceeds plus 20% on the surplus price received over 30 rupees per meter. Simple. Now you have to do the second point is commission calculation. Now commission is given in two parts. One is 5% on the gross sales. Correct? So what is the total sales? 5% on 1,60,000. So how much it comes to, ma? 5% into 1,60,000 comes to 1,60,000, 5% comes to 8,000. Apart from this, he is also given what? All of you please see, he is entitled to 20% on the surplus price received over 30 rupees per meter. Meaning what, ma? 20% into. Okay. Coming back, how many meters are sold? 4,000 meters are sold. But what is the surplus? That means 30 rupees is the invoice price. You sold it at 40 rupees for me. So that is the surplus, which is 40 minus 30. So on this, 4,000 into 10, which is nothing but 40,000 into 20% comes to again 8,000. So the total commission comes to 16,000 rupees. So as per working note 2, commission payable to him is how much, ma? 16,000 rupees. Clear all of you? Good. Now 3,000 meters were sold at Delhi. So what is this? At 3,000 for expenses. So this information will go into the trading account. He purchased total 10,000, 5,000 sent on consignment, for which we prepared the consignment account. Finished. Now the remaining 5,000 he has sent or he has sold 3,000 rupees. 3,000 worth meters of that particular stock. Remaining 2,000 is going to be there as closing stock. So this particular 3,000 and 2,000 which is given to you now should go to your trading account. It will not come into your consignment account. Read the next point. Owing to the fall in the market value, the inventories of cloth in hand should be reduced by 10%. Correct? It should be reduced by 10%. Okay? Now this is one of the important point. What is the important point? First you have to calculate the closing stock on the inventories or on consignment. Correct? So how many meters you have actually sent, ma? 5,000 meters is sent for consignment. Any abnormal loss? No. How many meters have been sold? It is 4,000 meters have been sold. Now this 10,000 meters you have to do the valuation. Clear all of you? What are the three steps, ma? First step is the cost. So when you are considering this at cost, but you are given this at the invoice value. So when you say cost or the invoice price, now I say 1000 meters into 30 rupees. So 30,000 rupees is my invoice price. Why are you showing it invoice price, madam? What will I do then? I will find out the amount of loading and write it on the debit side under stock reserve. So show it at the invoice price. Second point, consignors expenses. All of you please see what is consignors expenses. It is 5,500. So consignors expenses is 5,500 rupees for how many meters, ma? 5,000 meters. So for 1,000 meters, how much it will come to? 1,100. Clear? So it is 31,100. This is the actual invoice value. Correct? It is at the invoice price. Madam, what is the amount of the stock reserve, madam? Stock reserve amount is always easy to calculate. I told you out of this particular value, how much ever is the closing stock, calculated like that. So total value is 50,000 for 5,000 meters, but my closing stock is only 1,000. So how much it comes to? 10,000 is the stock reserve. Where should you write? You should write to stock. All of you please see, to stock reserve is nothing but 10,000 rupees. All of you please write it here. It is 10,000 rupees. Clear? From which working note, ma? Working note number 3. Clear? It is nothing but the working note number 3. And you are going to write it on the other side by inventories on consignment from working note number 3. Now coming back to the particular point, my dear students, you have to see that this particular value is at the invoice price. But all of you please see, owing to the fall in the market price, the inventories of cloth in hand to be reduced by 10%. So you have to reduce 10%. But on what, madam, 10%? On the cost. So coming back, 1000 meters into 20 is the actual cost. Correct? And then you also have the expenses of the consignor, which is again 5,500. In that there is no change into 1000 meters. This is 1,100. So 21,100 is the actual cost. Correct? And this actual cost, there is a 10% fall in the value. So how much is the value fall? 2,110. All of you please see, you are supposed to, or you will have, or you will make the mistake of 31,100. When they say 10% reduction, you will calculate the 10% on 31,100. But the peculiar thing in this question is that 31,100 is at the invoice price. So what should you do? Convert it into cost. So cost is nothing but 20 rupees. This will remain the same. So on 21,100, the 10% value only is the fall. Now you have to do 31,100 minus 21,110. So the actual closing stock value after the reduction comes to how much, ma? 28,990. So here it is 28,990 from working note number 3. All of you clear? From working note number 3. Now you have finished the consignment account. Please post what? Please total it. So once if you are going to total, you see that the credit side is more, 2,38,900, 2,38,900, and you are getting a profit of 55,490. This to be taken to the profit and loss account. It is profit on the consignment. Profit on the consignment. Is this clear to you? Here everything is the same. Okay, calculation, commission calculation, there is one particular point you have to note. Closing stock calculation also one particular point. At the invoice price, stock reserve subtracted. Then the 10% fall should be calculated on 21,100, not 31,100. That is the only mistake that you will be doing. Apart from that, everything is the same. There is nowhere you can do a mistake. All of you clear? Now we are going to prepare the trading account. So what are we going to prepare? After knowing that there is a profit on consignment, now I am going to prepare the trading account for the year ended. So I will be preparing trading as well as the P&L account. Okay. So in the trading account, I will be having to the value purchases. Correct? All of you please see, the purchases is for how much value? It is for 2 lakh rupees. Correct? So the purchases I will be writing it at 2 lakh rupees. So this is the first item that will be there in my trading account. But will you have the opening stock? No, I will not have the opening stock. Why, madam? There is no opening stock given in the question, so I don't have the opening stock. Clear, all of you? Now, the second thing, by sales. What is the sales that you're doing at Delhi? See, 3000 meters were sold at 30,000 per meter, less 3,000 for expense and commission. So this expense and commission should go to your P&L account debit side. The sale value of 3000 meters into 30 should be recorded as in your trading account as the sales. It should be recorded as in the sales, that is 90,000. Clear? See, all of you please see now, in the particular consignment account, in the particular consignment account, goods sent on consignment is 1,50,000 and you are removing this particular value. So what is the cost of the goods sent on consignment? It comes to 1 lakh, correct? It comes to 1 lakh. So what should you do? I told you, you have to write it on the credit side. What? By goods sent on consignment, correct? So what value, madam? It comes at 1 lakh rupees, always at the cost. Trading account will always be at the cost. So 1,50,000 minus 50,000, it is at 1 lakh rupees. Clear? Now you have entered everything. Now write by closing stock. Madam, what is the closing stock? 10,000, 5,000 sent on consignment. Remaining 5,000, 3,000 only you have sold. Correct? So remaining 2,000 should be valued at the cost. 20 rupees per meter you have purchased, no? Correct. So it comes to what? 40,000. But what is the fall in the value? Minus 10%. It is nothing but 36,000. Madam, here why you are not calculating the cost like we did in consignment account? No, here 20 rupees itself is the cost. So since you are showing it earlier or at cost only, you are not going to do anything more than that. Clear, all of you? So the total comes to 2,26,000. Here also 2,26,000. So 2 gross profit 26,000. Now this gross profit will be transferred to your P&L account. So it will be by gross profit 26,000. Then from your consignment account, you have profit on consignment, correct? So profit on consignment comes to 55,490. Clear? Now on the debit side, you have the expenses of this particular sale, correct? Which comes to 3,000. That's all. Now please balance it. It comes to 81,490, 81,490. So the net profit for Mr. X as a whole is nothing but this particular value, 78,490. So this is how you will do a trading account and P&L account for the particular year. Clear? Now you can ask me, madam, suppose they are asking me to prepare the balance sheet also. What are the other things that will come? Suppose you are preparing balance sheet, then this inventories minus this 10,000. So 18,990 should be shown along with your closing stock in the balance sheet. Should be shown in the closing stock as per or with the balance sheet. Clear, all of you? Okay, good. So with this we have finished all the practical question number 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now the final part of it, all of you were asking me is only one thing. Madam, can you explain us this particular second question? Okay, what is the second question? X of Kolkata sent out 2,000 boxes to Y of Delhi costing 100 rupees each. Okay, so the moment you see a question like this, first please see what is the thing. 2,000 boxes to Y of Delhi. So 2,000 boxes into 100. So it comes to 2 lakh rupees. All of you clear? Now read it further. Consignors expenses is 5,000. So what is consignors expenses? Consignors expenses comes to 5,000. So 2 lakh and 5,000 is the total cost. Clear? Now in this question you see, all of you, 1/10 of the boxes were lost and treated as normal loss. Out of 2,000 boxes, 1/10 is lost. So what are the good units, ma? Good units are 2,000 minus 1/10, that is 200. If you subtract, it is only 1,800. I told you whenever there is a normal loss, what will happen? The cost will increase. Now this particular total cost of 2,05,000 should be divided by 1,800. So what it comes to? Divided by 1,800, it comes to 1,13,088 rupees. So this is the actual cost. Clear? Now please read. 1,200 boxes were sold. The value of the closing stock will be very simple. Out of 2,000 boxes, 200 boxes normal loss gone, minus 1,200 boxes sold. So what will be the remaining boxes? Closing stock is 600 boxes. What is the cost? 600 boxes into 113.89 or 88. Clear? Into 600 boxes. So how much it comes to, ma? 68,333.33. So this is the value of the closing stock. So the answer for this particular question is 68,333. Wherever in the particular question you are having a normal loss, please rework the question like this. You should find out what is the revised cost. That means find out the total cost divided by the good units. Then you will get the revised cost. All of you clear? So this is how it is with regard to this particular MCQ. Clear? And all of you were asking me, madam, there is one doubt with regard to the illustration number 4. Please explain the normal loss. Now in this question illustration number 4, the freight is charged on the to-pay basis. That means what? It is incurred by the consignor only, but payment is made by the consignee on behalf of the consignor. That is why freight should be included in the abnormal loss valuation as well as the closing stock valuation. Clear? All of you please see in this, the cost of 50 tins are lost. Correct? So now all of you please see the question. 51 kg tins, that means 1 kg tins, the cost is 10 rupees. Correct? But see here, 2% of the sale value is the freight. What is the sale value? 15 rupees. So the abnormal loss always calculated at cost. So 50 tins into 10 rupees actual cost. Correct? That is what is done as 500. But the freight alone is calculated at the selling price. What is the selling price? 15 rupees per tin. So 15 into 50 is 750. On 750, 2% comes to 15 rupees. The same way, if you see, they would have also calculated for the closing stock the freight at 2% on the sale value. So what should you do? Apart from considering the cost, you should also find out the sale value. But this sale value is only for the purpose of arriving at your freight. That is the 2% value. All of you clear with this particular thing? So with this we have finally completed the consignment, and this marks the end. Whatever things you have asked me, I have finished explaining it to you. BRS, rectification of errors, inventories, and the last part is consignment. Depreciation, as in the beginning of this session I have told you, I want all of you to try. Apart from this, the others are only theory. You have asked me to do one ledger account in that particular unit. That also you can try. Nothing is like say very difficult, and this is the maximum. With this we have finished the module 1. Module 2, as I am doing it in the class, we will be able to finish everything in the class itself. If not, then I will come back with a offline recorded session. Otherwise, this is the final. Thank you, my dear students.